Well, we promised some manners, and manners we have. Manners. Whenever I read anything about South Africa playing India, it's all about saving South African cricket. Is this T20 about anything other than that series?
It was conceived 4 years ago when Graham Smith was director of cricket in South Africa. We're in the deepest of several.
So no.
Yes, no. That's exactly why it was conceived. Strangely enough, Sourav Ganguly was president of the BCCI at the time. They're great friends, Smith and Ganguly, and it wasn't just a one. It wasn't just the BCCI saving cricket South Africa. There was a favour in return, and of course the BCCI managed to get that favour returned before they actually came to South Africa. It was conceived the first year of COVID, and it is worth a lot of money to South Africa. They've managed to dig themselves out of that perilous financial black hole that they were in, but it's still worth over 400 million rand. Which is a lot of money. I mean, it's $10 million per game.
I was just because you can't just say rand and expect any of the rest of us in the world to understand.
I always think that when I read his Substack.
Is that a lot of money? Is that a little money?
What is
that?
No,
it's like a Nando's meal in South Africa. Yeah. It's about that much.
A lot of money.
Okay, can we talk cricket?
Yeah, we can.
It's not a full strength squad. So what's the thinking with this squad, or what's your vibes on their thinking?
Well, South Africa have lost 5 out of 6 games since the World Cup final with very experimental teams, and they've given.
So Ireland played really well against them?
Ireland, the only win that South Africa have had is against Ireland, but Ireland did beat them in one of the T20s in Abu Dhabi. So this is a mixture. South Africa have recalled guys like David Miller and Heinrich Klaassen and Keshav Maharaj. So there are some familiar names, but Anrich Nortje and Tabraiz Shamsi, who both opted out of national contracts, apparently with the blessing of Cricket South Africa, have subsequently not been selected. So they're absent. There are guys like Nqaba Peter, the 20-year-old leg spinner, and a couple of new names. Andile Simelane is an all-rounder of promise. He's also only 21. Some young names and some familiar names. It's a team, Jarrod, that you would expect India to beat. India are very, very strong. I mean, you look at the Test squad going into Australia, shadowed by an Indian A team. So, that's the best part of 40 players out of the system, and yet you've still got Surya Kumar Yadav and Rinku Singh and Arshdeep Singh and a whole bunch of regular IPL internationals. So, if India don't win the series, they should be very, very disappointed. South Africa have got a free hit, really, in many ways. They have brought back the big names in order to play with a bit more self-respect and get closer results than they did manage against the West Indies, who they lost 3-0 to and shared a series 1-1 with Ireland. But Jarrod, it's about the money. John, I'm sorry. Look, anytime the two teams like India and South Africa come up against each other, it's going to tickle the taste buds of those who like the shortest format. But it is about making 450 million odd rand, and that ultimately, Rob Walters, the head coach, he talks a lot about planning for the Champions Trophy and the next T20 World Cup in a couple of years' time. And so he's got big plans, he's forward-thinking, but it's the administrators who are really going to be rubbing their hands together.
I have no other questions. Do you, Jarrod?
The only thing I was going to ask is about Champions Trophy. Because it feels to me that it's like trying to keep a couple of players ready for Champions Trophy while also trying a bunch of 20-year-olds who we won't see for a couple of years again.
Very good assessment. You're normally spot on the money. That's pretty much exactly right. The Champions Trophy is very much in South Africa's focus, as it will be for any big team who's never won anything. So they're all focused very much towards that. Is there another big team that
haven't won anything, or is it just South Africa left?
It's just South Africa. It's just okay. Very good. Yeah, that's big on the radar. And what we all really want to know though is whether India are going to play in it, and if they are, will they play in Pakistan?
They won't. What viewers won't know is that Manners is leaving the UK on Thursday. He's flying to Cape Town via Dubai, and then he is getting off the aeroplane after his 19-hour flight, and then he's going straight to the cricket ground to host coverage of the first T20. So can you just tell the viewers what your opening line will be?
Welcome to wherever we are, and I do hope the opposition enjoy their time in South Africa, and I'm taking sleeping tablets.